up, one and all? It's your crew, the one and only We Talk Combat Sports Review Show panel. We are the best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube or anywhere else. And we appreciate you joining us this week for another episode. I'm going to go around the board. Well, first and foremost, I want to shout out the other places to watch us. Shout out to YouTube, shout out to Facebook, shout out to Instagram, shout out to the podcast listeners. It's been a great year so far. We plan to give you guys more exciting content and more features as well in upcoming year. But I'll go around the board as I usually do and introduce each one of my co-hosts. Start off with Queen. How are you today, babe? Travis, how are you today, bro? We'll start with you.
I'm doing pretty good, bro. How is everybody?
I'm great. BA, how are you today, bro?
Yo gave it a mystical. Hey, hold up. I'm good, man.
All right, babe. I think you may be back, even though you've maybe frozen, putting your glasses on. But I'll eventually get to her, I think. But y'all, if you're new around here, y'all do us a favor and hit the subscribe button if you like what you hear. Oh, there you go, Queen. You're back, babe. How are you today? Before I start.
Oh, hi. Yeah, it's not a We Talk Combats episode if I'm not having technical difficulties, of course.
Okay.
But I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm great, baby. Thank you for asking. And yes, this is
Awesome
We
to
Talk
hear.
Technical Difficulties, as they all know. But if you're new around here, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button somewhere near BA's left shoulder. You will be entertained and you will enjoy yourself. I guarantee it. Also, do us a huge favor. Interact with the show. Before I continue, hit the @ WTC. Hit us in the comments. We'll definitely get back to you at the end of the show when we respond to all questions and comments. We love to keep the show interactive. So please hit us up with any questions and comments, just anything you thought about the week in general in WWE. So please hit us up, let us know, and we'll get to you at the end of the show. Also, hit the like button while you're at it, wherever you are. Hit the notification bell so you're always in the know of when we drop the new, as I always say. And if you're new around here, we do highs and lows. We give a little bit of tea and that type of stuff. You can follow us as well on We Talk Combat Clips, where we do condensed versions of the show. Hit us up. We're trying to hit our subscriber goals over there to let it match the same as we have over here. But other than that, y'all, we can get to our highs and lows. Let's do it. All right, another week of WWE product. We had Raw, which included Javon Evans getting a win over one of the Los Americanos duo. I don't know if they have a name. Are they just 1 and 2, Travis? Or how does that go? No?
I believe his name was Rayo, was something like that.
It's Rhea or something like that.
I'm about to say you just get like 5 names. Okay, Rhea is his name. All right, cool. So Javon got a victory over Rhea. On NXT, Chelsea Green retained, I should say, her United States Championship over Sol Ruka in a match that has a little on TNA. I don't know what's going on with TNA. I don't know their schedule or anything like that. I don't know if they're going to have another show in the meantime before their actual with a showing on, what is it, AMC? Is it AMC? A&E? AMC, right? Okay. Until they're showing on AMC. So I don't know how TNA is going, so we won't have a bunch of TNA in the meantime. But on SmackDown, we had a couple things happen. Shout out to our guy Melo, man. Melo doesn't miss becoming a new United States champion. And also, whoop that trick. Our guy Trick Williams showed up and had a confrontation or one-on-one confrontation with Cody Rhodes backstage after announcing that he was a free agent and was looking for the bag between SmackDown and Raw. So it was an interesting segment. We'll get to that. And we have a little bit of tea and all that later. But in the meantime, I'll go around the room and get your highs and lows of the product this week, you guys. And what's your overall letter grade, babe? I'll start with you. And maybe not. I'll start with you, Travis. What were your highs and lows of this WWE week? And what's your overall letter grade, bro?
Okay, first of all, for Raw, I actually enjoyed the first match with Rhea Ripley and Asuka. I mean, that was like one of my, if not my favorite moment of Raw this week. Javon Neves pulled out the dub. That's always a positive. I don't want to see Nikki Bella no more on my TV screen. What else? But yeah, like man, just Raw was just basically trash. Besides, outside of that, NXT. I feel as if this was the Speed Championship. This guy, I don't know if he don't wrestle anymore. Jasper Troy. It's just that I don't know if he's just gonna just be on the side until he defends the Speed Championship. It seems like, if you're a champion, I just want to see you on TV more. It's just instead of these tournaments that come out on NXT every week. I'm liking the possibility of Ethan Page pulling up the dub against Moose. I mean, I have seen Moose plenty of times on TNA wrestling, even back with Cody Rhodes back in the day. I hope Javon Neves beat the crap out of Ricky Saints, because y'all know how I feel about Ricky Saints. I'm actually tired of seeing this whole Izzy and Tatum Paxley thing now. I mean, if it wasn't for the championship or anything as far as the women's championship, I don't need to see this no more. I mean, just let Izzy go against JC Jane and let just Tatum Paxley just go in and do whatever she needs to do, and find a new feud or whatever. Now, I did see that NXT got a new guy called Eli Knight. I mean, hey, if he somehow get a call with LA Knight, call out a new tag team called the Night Riders, hey, I'm cool with it. Now, SmackDown, of course, our guy Melo got the dub this week. This actually was my favorite match this week, even though it was pre-recorded the week before. Love that. Now, but these tag team matches, as far as like the women's tag team championships, like I don't want to see them on say Rhea and EO and all of that on SmackDown. I mean, I think like now, like if they can just like stay apart, be on their own shows, and just let the Kabuki Warriors go from shows from back to forth, and just let them feud against each other. Because now it just seems like everybody now is like who got the title. Everybody could just show up on SmackDown now. Just let everybody stay on their own neutral corner, stay on their own show, and just let the Kabuki Warriors come to you. I love the Drew and Cody promo. I mean, hey, you talk about a man's wife like that, hey, that's pretty diabolical. But overall, but man, I'm giving this week, I'm giving it a D. Pause.
All right, so you're gonna start the show off with a hard D pause. All right, so we're gonna move on. Go back to you, Queen Babe. What were your highs and lows of this week's 30 product, and what's your overall of the great?
Can't.
You still muted. Go ahead. There you go.
Okay. So I really appreciated that this week was really black. Now that's not really a norm thing. So it was, it was actually fairly enjoyable. The rest of the wrestling product itself, though, was kind of garbage. But I'm glad they're starting to find ways to integrate the storylines together in a way that's cohesive for everybody and that keeps things fresh. We did see a cameo from our guy Trick. So like all those weeks of speculation now are finally up. So he stayed off of social media, I noticed, since that last time that he said that he was too big for TNA. and then he's too big for NXT, and then like he like faded off the planet kind of. But now we see where he's been at. I guess he's been trying to make a bidding war for what show he's going to be on. So that's exciting. Like, is it going to be a Trick and Mellow reunion, or is it going to be a Trick and Mellow like nemesis battle? Who knows? But I think that's going to bring a lot of fresh new stuff. Cody was lame as usual. His ear looks terrible. Like his ear is like absolutely like just destroyed. It's nasty looking. Like I wish they would stop putting the camera on it. To be honest, it was really nasty. Um, we saw Rhea do Rhea stuff. Kind of piggyback off what Travis said is that yeah, I kind of feel like they need to split the people back up and have them on their respective shows, and that it is starting to kind of become a little bit of too much of the same.
Uh-oh, we lost the queen. All right, BA, go to you, bro. What were your highs and lows of this week? WWE product, and what was your overall at a great?
Like first and foremost, we're going to start off with Raw. Raw was so. The opening match was fine with me. I think it was a good match, decent ending. It's just you're getting somewhat like everyone was kind of echoing, like it's the same people, that kind of a thing. So it's nothing new when it comes to that. But Asuka never beat Rhea in a singles joint since becoming coming to WWE. So she can at least check that off that she got a victory over her. The Javon Evans angle, we'll see what happens with that. I think him and Americano, I think it's him. It might be Leon Slater teaming up to go against all three of them eventually. I think that's where they're headed to. And we'll see what happens with that. The match wasn't all that. I don't blame Javon for that. I forget who the dude is, but he is like a regular wrestler that just put on a mask similar to Kaiser. But they just maybe need to work together a little bit more.
Is it Pete Dunne? Was that one Pete Dunne?
Pete Dunne is I think the other one.
Other one. Okay.
I think this guy is Tyler something. I don't know his. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like I said, just let them work together. And then see what happens. But I believe they're going to have some type of handicap 2-on-3 type thing in the future. And then hopefully by then it'll be entertaining. But right now, that wasn't necessarily the best showcase. And like I said, it was not Javon's fault. After that, I guess the ending, like I said, I'm getting really tired of seeing Rey Mysterio close out matches. It's not entertaining for me. So I think he's actually dragging down even CM Punk in this situation. So I'm not a fan of that. But I guess that match showcased Austin Theory, and I don't think he did anything new when he came back. He still has the same physical presence as he did before, so that necessarily didn't change anything. And I know people was making fun of how he looks now with the army joints on, although they're not army fatigues, but they pretty much showed the pants he got on, and it just didn't. I don't know. I'm still waiting. Let's just say I'm still waiting. I think there's a bigger ball pause to be dropped when it comes to this Austin Theory angle, and I'm really waiting for that versus seeing him going against, I don't know, him teaming up with the Vision going against a babyface that's been Raw for the whole entire year. So that didn't change anything. And Gunther, let me talk about Gunther, man. Like I said, I am waiting for, and I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm not mentioning no dictators in a sense, but he needs to have a villainous monologue and hear the roar of the crowd either against him or with them. Like he needs to have that. And I'm every week I'm waiting for it. And it's not coming. He just says one or two lines and he walks away. To me, I think he's undervaluing his own character. Like you need to be the villain and you need to have that villainous speech to go with it. Like it just makes sense. And then they're not doing it. So that bothers me. When I watched TNA the next night, I was looking basically for the botch. I was want to see how they was going to cover the botch, and NXT, yes, and they did a good job. Blake came out and just said like, Tyler had a moment, and Blake was like, that was a botch, right? Like that wasn't supposed to happen. Like she literally said something along those lines. And I was like, okay, thank you for admitting to it, because we saw it in front of our eyes. Unlike, when the main roster messes up, they just kind of sweep it under the rug like it didn't happen. No, you confront it. You add it to the storyline, and you make something of that. And that's what they're doing. So now I'm actually intrigued of their upcoming New Year's Eve. I think they play each other or fight each other then. So yes, I'm intrigued now. I wouldn't have been before. Now I am. Now I am now. So that's a plus for that. Oba coming out, him and Leon. That's just, it was a decent promo, nothing crazy. Chelsea Green and Sol Ruka. That was just an entertaining match. It wasn't too much added to it. Chelsea got the dub. So Chelsea needs some victories, because when she goes to SmackDown and other places, she gets the L. So she needs to get her victories when she can. So I mean, I'm not mad at it. SmackDown was, I guess I'll talk about Joe Hendry. It wasn't The Rock. Let's just call it what it is. It wasn't a Rock segment when it comes to the guitar moments, but there's no one else doing that type of entertainment, I guess I should say. And Joe can do that. Joe can at least provide whatever that is. The crowd they were singing a song with them, so he does have a way to be catchy enough ways though the crowd can respond to it. And like I said, it was just a Christmas bit. It was not to be taken serious. Of course, we got Ron Kill R-Truth. I'm not gonna call him Ron Killings. R-Truth was doing his little bunny rabbit, just a side character, and he's happy. He is what he is right now. He's good. I'm not expecting anything else from him other than moments like this. So he fits. When he leaves, somebody got to do that entertainment thing to keep it going. I'm not saying it's going all on be Joe, but he can fill in some of that. He's slightly entertaining. Shout out to Otis and Tozawa. Keep getting them checks, man. If y'all ain't doing nothing, get them checks, my guys. I ain't mad at y'all. Somebody gotta get those checks when it's there to get. So keep cashing in those checks, man. Y'all not working at all for those checks, man. I'm not mad at that. Some people mad. I get it. Like, oh, Otis could be doing this. Tozawa could not. Keep getting those checks when you don't have to lift a finger other than a bit here and there. Shout out to that. But yeah, the number one thing here on SmackDown was obviously Carmelo Hayes exercise all demons. Him and Ilya. I got to give Ilya some more respect. When he first came back, I definitely downplayed him. But his show of moral character after the match, putting the belt on Carmelo and things like that. That was stand up stuff right there. He didn't necessarily have to. He could have played the goddamn now lost, throw the belt down. He could have did a lot of those things. He did not. He stayed true to his character, and I appreciate that. So Ilya, you got a fan in me, and it wasn't there before. This was arguably one of the best match fights of the entire year, and it showed, I mean, the degree of difficulty on that top spot, that top rope spot, in which Ilya was trying to do a suplex and Melo switch it to a cutter. That the degree to trust another person to maneuver like that and to grab your neck, pause from the top rope coming down, that takes a degree of trust, and it definitely showed. And that's a high skill spot, and was performed perfectly from Melo. So I gotta give Melo and Ilya 100% respect when it comes to just the match they performed. And Melo even tweeted out like he felt the crowd kind of push him up to the top rope so he can finish the match. That's when you know that he's over. When I say that he got it out the mud, they damn near wrote him off. We remember when it was just him, like kind of like not doing anything because the Miz was doing his out of work promos and things like that. Miz comes back, oh, here come Melo again. Like he was damn near forgotten about. When it comes to other people, I didn't forget. No, we didn't forget him. But I'm just saying, like he didn't have storylines, and for the crowd to understand what he's doing, and to be behind him 100% to the point where they was all on their feet And like you can see the picture, like that's real emotion coming from multiple different groups of people, all because they supporting Carmelo. So shout out to Melo. You went through all that a year of bullshit, a year of Paul Levesque's rigmarole, and you came out on top. You did all this so that people behind you, pause, the Obas, the Tricks, and the Javons, they can have an easier way because you got it out the mud and you showed the fact that you could be a champion. And I tip my hat off to you. So shout out to Melo on that. And like I said, that was pretty much. I don't the Drew segment was. I don't know. We knew it was going to happen. like we knew like it was. And I'm not even talking about like we saw it before. We knew once Drew was going to come out, they was going to have some type of interaction. And yeah, he got the best of them yet again. So now we have a 3 stages of hell, which is good. They're putting that on a SmackDown. So they're trying. You can see that they're reading the tea leaves. They are reading what the people are saying. They are reading the what ESPN is saying. They're saying SmackDown is a failing franchise right now. So what do? You put a 3 stages of hell match on a SmackDown the same week that Raw has its anniversary. So you can try to capitalize on that week of, hey, we're back, new year, let's keep it going. So we'll see how the card plays out, I should say. And last but not least, shout out to Trick, man. It was good to see Trick. And what everybody was saying, I know King echoes it almost all the time. When you see him against other people and you see him stand up next to Cody, it was like, yeah, he's physically if not, on the same elk, bigger than Cody. Pause. And it's just like, all right. And someone mentioned like, yo, he's stockier than damn near Nick Aldis. Cool. So that's what I want to see. I want to see Trick take advantage of the lack of a storyline when it comes to these managers. Either it's on Raw with Mr. It's Official, or if it's Nick Aldis on SmackDown. We haven't had that type of I'm going against management type of a fight in quite some time. And I'm really wanting, like, there's not a lot of guys that can pull that off and to galvanize the crowd behind that. And I think Trick is just one of those dudes. Like he can do that. He couldn't do that in NXT because it was Ava. It was The Rock's daughter. Like, you can't fight her. You can't get in her face and things like that. But you can do that with other men. And I think Trick is primed and ready. And I think that when I say management, to me, that's the Austin route. That's the Austin Vince McMahon. Like, I can take over everything without even going for the title. But the title comes with it, though, right? So it's all one thing. It's a melting pot of just nothing but fan reactions, and that's what I want to see. So if he doesn't get into a feud off top, that's one of the things that I like to see for Trick. And just him putting his feet on the desk was the first thing I realized. I said, oh, he's going against establishment. That was just me, just like the Leonardo DiCaprio on me, like, oh, there it go right there, like it's happening, like he's putting his foot on the goddamn table. That's what I want to see. So when I saw that, I was like, it can happen. But no, it was just good, and I'm gonna wrap it up. It was just like I said, this was just good to have that Melo moment, and for Trick to be on the same show when Melo had his moment. It's just like, that's just a sign of things to come. And it paused. And I just truly appreciate that, especially with people that look like us. So all in all, I said all that. I was a bit long-winded, but I'm going to give it a C+. The overall shows was whack. I'm not going to lie. I wish it was better. You had one good match on Raw. You had some decent moments on NXT, and you had one of the matches of the year, candidate for match of the year when it comes to SmackDown, and then you had Trick on top of that. So give it a C+. It could have been a lot better, but it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, bro. So we had a D and a C. We said C+ or C-, BA. You got that quick.
It was a plus.
Okay, C+. So a D and a C+. Baby, we'll go back to you while we have you. While we wrapping up saying something that you were saying people a whole bunch and all, and it was getting kind of boring.
Like seeing the repetitive stories that are kind of going nowhere, like Charlotte Flair and Liv Morgan. Their storyline, like all the other storylines are boring. But to go back to the trick thing, because made me think about some things that I did appreciate the storytelling that was off camera that led up to this. Like Trick going social media silent. The little hints here and there. Okay, we're not signing anyone else from NXT. The other people kind of just were being like exhibition matches for John Cena's last show. So overall, like I would say, yeah, the week was great in terms of getting to see them, as well as Jade. A lot of people again have had issues with Jade not defending her title right now, but I do feel like she's still at the point where I think they're still concerned about her, how she's going to heal. Because now it's been a second, but she still has some time before she'll really be able to do a whole lot, cosmetic wise about her um, eyebrow issue. But overall, though, I would say that this week, because there was a lot of low points. Okay, so like they said with the R-Truth twerking and the bunny costume was a low point for me personally. Like, oh man, like that's lame. Um, then to Nikki Bella, I feel like her whole heel turn is kind of mirroring Jade's heel turn, almost down to the outfits, and I think that's kind of lame. Is we got to see a little more Javon Evans this week. We did get to see actually some fairly decent matches and some good storyline angles. As I said, I don't care as much about the Drew and Cody storyline, and like I said in the Discord, quick plug, we do have a Discord where we show the PLEs and the Mondays and Friday shows. As like their main story, and it's getting stale, and I kind of don't care what happens. So, and I like Drew McIntyre. I feel like because they were trying to bury him, they're just trying to keep him on a main storyline so they can figure out what they're going to do with him. But I'm kind of over it. I do feel like them adding Trick to the mix, kind of like in a loose way, because he has something going on with trying to get into either the red brand or the brand or the blue brand. I'm hoping that, like everyone thinks, everyone's saying, is that I hope they don't, they don't fumble Trick, or they don't, bury Trick, because we just had a concern about, Melo, because he kept losing, 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 but he got a big win, but it was on a taped episode. And then with Lash Legend, they had her lose to Charlotte Flair, which, Charlotte Flair is supposed to be looking kind of invincible right now, but in reality, we know the Lash Legend would have won. Like, we know that. But we also know the Lash Legend is also green by industry standards. So she can't just start winning and then just be an unstoppable force, because at some point it is going to lead to a storyline with a Jade or a Naomi when Naomi's back, or something to that effect. And they're not ready for that for her. They still want to have the camera on Charlotte, but I feel like it's because there's words in the grapevine that Charlotte's probably going to retire like in the next like 6-7 years. And that in terms of her knee injuries as well as just age, I feel like she's getting to the point where she's about at the time where we're seeing Cena's and Randy Orton's and like Rey Mysterio's and Shinsuke Nakamura's and AJ Styles, like a bunch of people that are like starting to discuss the ends of their careers. And for some people, it is a lot earlier with injuries, but thankfully, we've lived in the generation where a lot of our favorites got to work longer. A lot of them didn't retire because of health. A lot of them got to retire because they just want to do other things. So that's kind of like a privilege of living in this era and living in the past era, is that we have seen a lot of the people that we technically grew up watching retire out for pain or injuries or their addictions or addiction to medications or something like that, something dark. So it's nice to see that people are getting retired on their own terms, and they're getting to be able to be as healthy as they can be to enjoy, however much long they have left of their life. But back to the show itself and the week's products that I did watch, because I'm usually more of the SmackDown and Raw brand and PLEs. I don't tend to watch the NXT that often, or I watch highlights. But I would say, even though it kind of irritates me that WWE did not include Trick's little segment into the highlights for the week, which was very strange, but it's doing nice numbers on its own. So maybe it doesn't need to be. So I was almost with BA on this one, but I'm actually gonna go with C minus, because I do still feel like everything other than the stuff that I wanted to see was really weak. I did feel like some of the matches were weak, and a lot of people that, like, they even had what's her face getting tapping out to Maxine Dupree. They had what's it called? Seth Rollins' wife. I can't think of her name right now. And that was like, again, it was kind of a lot of the same
Becky.
thing. Yeah, because we've just seen Becky for months just start going on tirades on the mic, and then someone coming out and them starting a beef, and then her going to go fight them or whatever. But I feel like whenever Becky's around now, the story's weak. As well as with Bailey. Bailey, they're trying to build her a storyline right now, so she had a win, but she's still like very weak in terms of what I want to watch her. If she was on the card, like if it was a PLE and she was on the card, would I care to watch it, or is that a bathroom break? Like whenever Bailey's around, it's generally a bathroom break for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she's almost definitely a bathroom break if I see her on screen. So as I said, C minus for the week. I do appreciate that a lot of things that we've said on the show and our wants and desires, and I would say our soothsayerness have talked about different things that we've gotten to see over the year, because this is going to be our last show of 2025. I do feel like when we started this show, a lot of things that we've wanted to happen have come true. We've gotten to see Trick move over to the brand. We've seen Lash Legend come up. We've gotten to see Naomi have an awesome reign, even if she left for being pregnant. We got to discuss a lot of our ideas of tea, or our perspectives and points of view on the wrestling product as we see it. So I did want to throw that in there too. Is that I think it's February. We'll be doing this for a year. So it's really cool to kind of come back around now and see how the things that we thought about early last year and how things turned out. Like, we barely see Roman. We didn't know there's gonna be a Street Fighter movie yet. The yeeting really had just started taking off. We didn't really know a whole lot about Trick quite yet. We knew more about Melo than Trick. Some of his progression before he got on the brand here, and we all seen a lot of people go off.
I was trying to wait. Okay. Two things.
Listen, I figured you would.
Two things real quick that she said I wanted to piggyback on. Or she forgot we show NXT as well on Tuesdays on our Discord. And I think 1 year will be April 27th. So WrestleMania. That's when we'll have it. But I'll get back our 1 year anniversary. But I'll get back to Queen when she returns. Oh, there she is again. Go ahead, Queen.
Oh, I was gonna say, no, we were doing the show during Royal Rumble. That's February.
Nah, we started talking and all the Rumble. We didn't do it until WrestleMania though.
I felt like we did do a show of Royal Rumble because we watched Royal Rumble over at Devin's place, and I feel like
I
that
was
was
doing
like the beginning
basketball.
of our show.
It was the
Well,
beginning
I
of
know
our
you were
get
doing
together
basketball.
and
I
talk.
thought that we had already
It was the
started this.
beginning of. It was the beginning of our get together, having the group and all that stuff, talking about it. But we didn't start the show until after WrestleMania.
Okay, I mean, you might be right. All right. Well, anyways, you do your point of view. I'm good.
No,
Thank you.
okay, but you said C minus, right? You good?
Yeah, C minus.
All right, C minus. Travis gave a. Hold on, Travis. A D. BA gave a C plus. Okay, so C minus, C plus, and a D. I'm gonna get it a week. Excuse me, damn spin drifts. I'm gonna give a week a D minus. Again, I didn't find anything in this week interesting. I was listening to y'all and I was like, damn man. I mean, y'all right. Monday did have this. Monday did have that, and all that. Oh, okay, I understand. I was like, nah, I don't want to watch this week again. And I'll start with Raw. Shout out to Javon. I guess he's gonna be a Raw superstar. That's cool. I don't know if they're gonna have him jobbing and all because he's so young and all. They're gonna start him with a rocket ship on his back, but I think he's gonna be a workhorse, especially the way WWE now, the way they are now with just having salary and that type of stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, Raw was forgettable again. Gunther, little promo. Yeah, Maxine Dupree. I hope what's the name? Raquel Rodriguez wins next week, but I doubt it. Yeah, Dominic Mysterio was there because it was taped, but it like he might seriously be hurt. So we'll see about that one. That's opening for somebody though. Shout out to Javon. I mean, maybe we'll see. But yeah, that was that. NXT, same thing. Yeah, I didn't care about anything this week. Ricky talked to Javon, I guess, for a second, and yeah, that was basically it. So I can move on. I'm sorry. SmackDown. Shout out to Melo winning the title, man. We already knew about that. We didn't want to spoil it last week, but we already knew. I wish it would have been live, but I think it's crazy because they got a crazy reaction. Not only watching it doing the replay, but also like the highlights and all that are getting crazy numbers, even though it was already scripted and already told. So it's crazy that scripted stuff works in WWE's favor sometimes, but I don't know if Triple H thought they were going to get this type of reaction, but they are. So shout out to Melo finally getting the job done. Like you said, everybody and they wanted it. It was no like boos, and Ilya was supposedly a great champion, and everybody loved him, and they still wanted Melo to win. Ilya did his thing. He did that before with Trick and all them in NXT. So that's Ilya. He doesn't mind dropping the title to folks and putting people over. He just want to have a great match. So shout out to Ilya. He just got to change that finishing move. That H-bomb is still trash. I won't give him credit for that. Sorry, Travis. Worse than the coup de grace for sure. But yeah, Melo won. That was awesome. Oba, Vignette. Don't forget about that. I don't know if that means he's SmackDown bound or if that means he's a free agent. Like they're just getting you ready for Oba since he's on NXT still. But I would rather have him and Trick on two different shows. Javon could be on either show, obviously. But I think he and Trick, I would have rather had Trick on Raw, but I know with Lash Legend being on SmackDown, he was on SmackDown, which will actually help SmackDown because they're going 3 hours now. Kind of like a Rock Roman Reigns type thing. I see what they're doing there. So you send Oba over to Raw and all that would have been cool, but you have them both on the same show. Either way, it's just awesome to have all three of them up, and all of them. It's going to be shout out to BA. I'm gonna steal something from him, but give him credit for it. But I really do agree. This 2026 class might be one of the greatest classes of all time, and maybe on that par with like 2004 if they play their cards right. And it's black excellence. So that's crazy as well to know that 2026 class is that. So we'll see how this goes in the future. And it took 22 years, but we finally got here, y'all. But shout out to my guy, Trick, man. Trick looked like $1 million from the I yelled that for forever over here on the show for the folks that have been watching for a while. But I've yelled this for forever. Trick, when you put him in the room with other guys, his aura, his just spotlight, stealing ability. He's not even like, I don't even think he's like that type of guy. He's humble in a way. He's just him. And with him being in the spot and all, his physique, pause, all that stuff, it just takes away from other folks. And it's just he shines in a room, if that's the way to put it. So it's like once you saw him and all, and people were trying to talk about we're talking about the reactions and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, nah, I think it was a little bit, first and foremost, it was recorded. So they wanted you to hear what was going on. But secondly, I think it was more of, hold up, is this really happening? Trick is the whole time doing the little interaction or whatever, you could hear people in the background yelling yes, like it was Daniel Bryan or whatever, while Trick was going on like, yes, I want this to happen. This seemed like a championship level fight already, or match already. Just with one segment, he used the TNA championship as the last championship. He talked about Trick and A championship as he talked about. And that actually, I was worried about that before. Would they actually introduce him as a world champion already? They did, just like an AJ Styles and all that stuff, which now means he can fight with the big boys already. So I thought that this moment was incredible. Like I said, the look, the chain and all, still being Trick, still being the arrogant guy, like you said, the lemon pepper steppers on the desk and all that, the touching Nick Aldis with the hand. If you paid attention to it, the little right hand move away, little push them to the side. Excuse me. I got business with him. He tried to sun me, basically. Excuse you. And then Nick Aldis looking down at him and all, like the whole moment I felt like was epic. This was a moment of like looking at a star, basically, and saying, bro, he's here. He's about to take this third hour. So this was the highlight. This and Melo, basically, like Trick Melo gang together. That's crazy. Melo won the U.S. championship on the day they brought Trick on SmackDown, bro. That's incredible. So this was definitely my highlight between the Trick Melo gang reunion in a such. I'd have gave this week an F again. I didn't care about anything else. So shout out to that. Shout out to the blackness holding it down again for WWE, making it entertaining. And yeah, that's it. So anybody else got anything else they want to say before I move on? No? All right, sure. Well, let's get to the. Well, Travis, I'm sorry. We're about to move on to the highs and lows. We know what's up. We got to pay the bills around here. What
Yes,
were the
sir.
highs and lows brought to us by?
By the good people at Fanatics.
Mm-hmm.
This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem on your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description.
All right, y'all. Let's get to this wrestling tea. All right, y'all. First and foremost, shout out to Wrestling News. I guess Co. But it says Chris Jericho expected back in WWE after contract with AEW expires in a few days, and to I guess throw more clarification on that. His contract is due to expire the 31st, so the last day of the year, and he'll be available. And allegedly, if everything pans out, and the contract goes down, there's no hiccups, that he may be available the first show of the new year, which I think is January 5th for WWE Raw. So, I guess everybody, anybody got anything they want to say about that? As far as Chris Jericho returning, are you excited? Not excited? Anything else? Well, I guess that says it. Yep. That basically says how we all feel, Travis.
Is he gonna stop doing dark side of the ring?
I mean, who cares, bro? Have you seen? Shout out to Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, I think one of the GOATs. I think he damn near on the Mount Rushmore for me. And his performance. Go ahead, Bia.
Real quick, do we see him being a champion in his return? Just
he better
questions.
not. He better not. No. Maybe an IC champion. Maybe an IC champion. Maybe you can get him an IC because he's known as IC champion.
If you don't give him the
he's going to extend the record.
Yes.
Then I think you should feed him to one of the newcomers. Then, like I can see him in let's say Trick. They can have some epic promos.
Mm-hmm.
And then there'll be somebody that can Trick say like, yo, y'all fed me Chris Jericho, I got rid of him. But Chris Jericho comes with the Chris Jericho resume in a sense. So that'd be good to put him over, that sort of thing. So that's just what I saw in the comeback. I said, yo, if he just puts people over, then I'm okay with that. And then feed him to Gunther on his way out.
They giving everybody that retirement tour though, BA. You don't think they're gonna let him win it all? Like he only gotta get some major wins and all.
Yeah, somebody.
I mean, if it's a year, then that's cool, But 2 to 3 L's along the way, I can see that happening too.
You don't think they're gonna let him beat Trick if they were to go at each other? They would get
Trick beat him first.
Trick beat him 2 times.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm okay with that. As long as Trick wins.
Yeah, as long as Trick wins the war.
Yes.
I feel you. All right. That works for me. But I don't got much to say about this. I'm not excited to see. I mean, I'm excited to see him in this career. That's my guy, Chris Jericho, and all. But, like, it ain't much Chris Jericho going to do, man, as far as the storylines that I want to see. Like you said, Trick Williams, that'd be awesome. The promos kind of Chris Jericho the first time, reverse it or whatever, like Chris Jericho passes. Like, I feel you, but we'll see. And also, last for the tea, I'll let Travis take care of this when he's wiping his nose and all, getting his little boogies off of meeting this guy. But Travis, and shout out to our guy Eric as well. I got to meet Kofi.
Yeah, my guy Eric. We both went out
on Friday.
Yeah, we went to North Charles Fine Wine and Spirits. We met up with Kofi Kingston. Man, Kofi was awesome. Actually, Kofi is a funny dude also. So as we walked in, me and Art walked in, right? Art came up, posted up on one side, and I came on the other side, pause. He looked at me and Art. He was like, yo, y'all big as shit. And he said it just like that too. But man, like, Kobe was awesome. We tried the Wheatley. I just want to let y'all know. I see why when Cody do a show that all these people that come to have mixed drinks, I see why they mix it because Wheatley is terrible. I'm sorry. The taste is terrible. It Wheatley tastes almost like rubbing alcohol. Damn near.
Damn, I wasn't expecting
But,
that. The way you built that
all
up.
right. But
Stop
man,
there, man. Cody, a friend of the show.
but like I said, man, I mean, Kofi was awesome. My thing with this is that if it wasn't for Kofi posting, he was gonna be in Baltimore and doing the fine wine experience or anything, I would have never known. Because if you look on the whole Wheatley's Instagram page, you don't see nothing dedicated saying that Kofi's gonna be here, they're gonna do this and whatnot. They got one for Sheamus, they got one for Braun Breaker, they got one for Bailey, they got one for Ludwig Kaiser, but it's just you have Kofi. Kofi was of course an ex-champion, multiple-time tag team champion. But it just seems like when it comes to Kofi needed a little more press. It's just to, get more people out involved. Now, I'm not saying do the same thing as Cena because he's not on the level of a Cena. But to me, it just felt like more people should have been there. I would say at least about a good quarter of what we had down in DC when we seen the whole John Cena farewell tour and everything.
That's what I was going to ask you. What was how many people were there?
It wasn't that many people.
It wasn't that bad. You could have just showed up. You could have just showed up once the time happened and still got to meet him.
Yeah, you would have still got a chance to meet Kofi.
Okay. Yeah, we got to do better for our people.
We got to do better for Kofi, man. He's a certified Hall of Famer. I just felt like he should have just had more people there. But if you just got to promote it more by Wheatley, I think we would have made it a bigger turnout than what it was. And, clip that.
All right, man.
But I did go. I did get this though. This is pretty cool though. I want to show y'all this though.
Well, so the Kofi, man.
Yay! Shout out Kofi. I'm one third of the new day. Shout out Eric, you know what I'm saying, the homie. But
I am Kofi small on that picture, man. Y'all should have lifted him up by his arms. Y'all should lift him up under his arms, underhook him and lift him up.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't know, Travis 6'8", big mofo.
Yes. So I might look short sitting in the chair doing the show, but when I stand up, I'm 6'8".
Yes. But yeah, that's it for the tea. Simple day. Let's get to the questions and comments if there are any. If you have any questions and comments for the panel, please hit us with the @WTC. Anything we said today, anything that happened during wrestling you want to highlight or anything, hit us up and we'll answer it before we end the show. Let's get to them.
Sponsored by True Classic.
Always wanted to try True Classic, but hate shopping online? Keep watching. You've probably seen our ads online. Look, I get it, you're skeptical. I mean, is everything we sell really as soft and well-fitting as we say it is? If you need to try us before you buy us, True Classic now has stores nationwide. Visit one of these stores and you can fit, feel, and outfit a bunch of our customer favorites. So don't wait for shipping or worry about how much to spend. Visit one of our retail stores today and see the True Classic difference for yourself.
So we have one question today. Well, it's not even a question, it's a comment. Well, it's a question. It is. And it's a fan. A big fan. Somebody here. So let's see. Shout out to Brandy Jones in the building. She asked, Travis, when was the last time someone attempted to ball you up? Quote unquote. You don't have your WWE belt for nothing. The floor is yours, bro.
Woo! I have my regular voice.
You don't have nothing to say, Travis? The floor is yours.
What happened? What happened? I thought it was glitched for a second.
Unmute your mic.
There you go. Ooh, gotta think about it a little bit. It's been a little minute, you know. I haven't defended my championship lately, so you know, I guess whenever I defend my championship, we'll see.
The answer to that question, Brandy, gonna always be me. I will always be older, bro. It was me last time. I did it. Don't be afraid to tell us.
Look, man, I can't let myself feel too weak. I know you big bro, but come on,
my
man.
bad.
Cut me some
My
slack.
bad. I got to build yours over. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pull a vacuum.
I know I've been a bit,
but yeah.
I've been pedigreed one too many times.
Nah, I never do that, but we have seen somebody pedigreed in real life on the concrete. Never forget that. Yeah. So thank everybody for joining the show this week again. We had an awesome show once again. I appreciate you, Brandy, for joining the show. If you're new around here, guys, hit the like button somewhere near BA's left shoulder down there. Also, hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Hit the notification bell so you're always in the know of when we drop this fire over here. And it's usually around 3 p.m. on Sundays, but sometimes we change it up. Definitely share this to all your other friends, especially if they're of our hue. You know, we're trying to get around. Sometimes you can't find like-minded folks like yourself, and you have a destination over here if you want to interact and be a part of this wrestling family. We call it the Glow Yard, but also do us a couple more on our other channel, We Talk Combat Clips. We do our versions over there. We're trying to get our subscriber count over there to match over here. Do me a favor, or do my guy BA a favor. Follow himself and the rest of the 695 crew, Larry and Calvin, on Get Off the Damn Fence, where they talk about all things, but mainly sports, on Wednesday evenings. Let me make sure I get this right. So check them out on Wednesday evenings. They have their shows. Also, check out BA again, Rel, Big J, and Will on Cosby Geek, where they talk about all things in geek culture in movies and television. They have shows Tuesday evenings and also Saturday mornings. Check them out over there if you're into anything like that. And lastly, if you're in the NBA season, it's getting hot over there. Check out Cap and Crown podcast with myself and Rel. We have shows every Monday evening, Wednesday evening, and Friday morning. If you're interested in that type of content, help us with our subscriber count over there, y'all. We appreciate you so much. Like I said, again, it's been an incredible year. I know it's not technically a year for us, but it's just 2025. Like I said, we expect bigger and better things next year for you guys as well. Hit us up in the Discord and follow us in the Discord, man. Just being a subscriber over here gets you access to all the WWE events as far as the watch parties and watch alongs with us. Check us out over there. You'd enjoy it. Other than that, anybody else got anything they want to say before I sign off? I know Queen dealing with technical difficulties again, but no.
No, it's been a wonderful year. I'm gonna say that and get that out the way. I know we already been rocking for, since the week after WrestleMania, but just coming, showing up every week. Just been I know. I just glossed over that pause. So no, it's been a wonderful 2025. Can't wait to 2026 and beyond. That's cool.
Yes, sir. Happy holidays again to everybody. Enjoy your day, your week, whatever you enjoy over this little period of couple weeks we have with this great month. We'll see you guys next week again, man. Same combat time, same combat channel. This is We Talk Combat. Yes, sir. This is We Talk Combats. We are the best, brightest, and blackest YouTube combat review show there is, and everywhere else. Shout out to the podcast listeners and all that as well. We'll see you guys next week. Same combat sports time, same combat sports channel. We are out. Peace.